Hello, everybody. I am Professor Pixel, and with me we have RDV. And here on the Xtreme Movie Show, we are reviewing episode 2 of Kung Fu. Just a quick recap. We leave off where we left last time. And it seems that our main character, I believe her name is Nikki.
Yes.
Nikki, right? She is having nightmares. When it started out, she comes down and she goes for breakfast.
Yes.
And at first, I didn't think anything was wrong because the brother and her reconnected last time, and basically they're fighting over who gets to spend time with her. And then the mom says something positive, and then I was like, "Oh, this is a nightmare." And sure enough, whatever she's cooking in the back is starting to burn. She goes in, and suddenly she's in the burning temple again.
Yes, yeah.
And she's experiencing a lot of trauma from the events we saw in the first episode. She goes from there, and she's trying to find out more information.
I want to quickly point out, though, before we get too far into it, though.
Go ahead.
After the whole nightmare, she wakes up, and her family's completely opposite.
Everybody's out. They're doing something else.
Her sister wants her to, because it's like, you've been gone, and now it's time to make up for it. Wedding plans. Tons of it. All she wants to, and all Nikki wants to do is, please everybody. Her dad wants to play, their checker game that they're playing. I think it was Chinese checkers. What was it, the game?
I believe it's called Go.
I don't know, but it had the black and the white, kind of like marbles on it. Mm-hmm. Not marbles, but like stones.
Yeah.
Apparently her dad, she didn't know this, but after when she left, they were playing again in the middle of a game, and her mom tells her like, no, your dad basically left this game open because he figured you'd come back, and finally, he just put it away one day. So her mom is angry at her for that. So her dad, it talked about, hey, let's play the game, because he brought it out, because let's play the game. And she's like, sure, I'll do it later on tonight. Can we do that? But she gets so wrapped up because, and this is kind of like the original series when I bring this up. In the original series, Kane, David Carradine's character would go around helping random people in different episodes. And that's kind of what we're getting in this episode here, because she comes across it while she just met talking to her ex-boyfriend, who's the DA, and talking about the case and all stuff. And he said there was kind of a little breakthrough, a little bit, or not really a breakthrough, but they're still looking into it. And so, and after that, I'm trying not to bounce around here, but she's basically, the plot is that the main story is that she's in the park training and stuff, and then she's doing all stuff, and then she starts she has a flashback and she falls. But while this is going on, she looks over. There's a girl being harassed by a guy, and the guy's gun. She goes up, basically takes on the guy and kicks him and all, and the guy drops the gun. The girl grabs the gun and runs away. This leads into the bigger plot. So we still got the side story. There's the main story, but this episode has its own story going too. So there's 3 plots going here, and this can get kind of tricky if you don't execute it right. And I thought so far for this episode is actually doing pretty well. Obviously, she wants to meet with Henry because Henry has more information. Because she's meditating now. He told her you should try meditating more. Start practicing, because she said, I haven't had time. I've been so busy doing this stuff. And she starts doing this in her room. She starts getting more visions, and she's fighting the girl. And she's wearing a pendant. And it has a crane on it. She draws it like I'm an expert. Like, were you in art school before this, or did they beat it into you? Like, draw. So she does this, gives it to Henry. Henry looks it up, So that's one of the side stories that's going on, because she's still continuing trying to find this girl, the one that stole the sword. She's still getting visions of her master, or
Shifu.
Shifu. I was gonna say Wufu. Shifu basically telling her, like, calm yourself, basically running her lessons, because I don't know if her Shifu was really there. I think it's her just like her basically her conscious or subconscious basically making her remember her lessons. You know, it's like fear leads to nothing. Nothing good can come out of fear. Yeah. So see, no good decisions are made out of fear. So this applies to helping the girl. She looks around, and she goes, because remember when she's talking to Henry, remember she went, and Henry's like, she's like, I can't find this girl, and I was like, oh, she's like, all I have this little person that she dropped here. And he's like, well, this here is either she likes to go clubbing, or that's for the shelter down there. So that gets confused her lead. So this was kind of a really packed episode because you had all this stuff going on. You had her trying to balance her life with her family, trying to play, finish the game with her dad. She also had to go to these different, bridal trying on, stuff, fitting stuff with her sister. And I love Althea.
She's a fun character.
I said probably my favorite part is it's basically when she's trying on the bridesmaids on, and she's sitting there, he's like, hey, try this on. It's like, fine, sure, whatever. And she comes out, it's like, wait, I remember you have killer legs. You can't outshine me my wedding.
That's right.
So
and they make some celebrity reference that I don't understand.
yeah. But then the strap though, she's like, move it down the shoulder, and then she doesn't want to, because why? Because that's where she gets stabbed with a sword. So this leads her sister figuring out that she has something that wasn't just a fire like she told everybody. Something else happened, and she talks to her sister, who eventually word gets around to her brother, who works at the clinic. I mean, so far, I'm enjoying the episode. Pixel, obviously, you probably want to talk about some more stuff about this episode.
Yeah, I mean, this episode, at this point, there's a lot of family drama. That's going to be one of the main focal points of the show.
It's a CW show. It's a teen drama. I'm not really worried about it.
I'm just going to sum up quickly, basically, what the situation with the girl is, because she does find her. And she's trying to say, I can help you. Tell me what's wrong. And the girl basically says that they were married, right? So
no, they weren't. No, what it was.
So her mom's boyfriend,
yes,
basically moved in and took over.
No, that's not what happened. What happened was her mother is sick, and the landlord upped the rent on their place. He couldn't afford it, so they moved in with her boyfriend, who would turn around and in a way bullied her mother into making him the power of attorney, which he had control of all our finances. And he was stealing from them because you can figure out what her mother was getting sick, more sick, and her mother was afraid of this guy because he kicked out and nowhere to live, getting all this guy, and one day she called him out because she discovered it, and he kicked her out. So she's homeless, and now she wanted the gun because she was going to go force him, yeah. And this is where Nikki steps in and all that stuff.
Yeah, and the guy is,
I think his name's Derek or Dylan.
Derek, the D-man.
The D-man.
He comes home after they're finally convincing this girl's mom that she doesn't need her boyfriend. And the guy comes in and he's being a real asshole, but Nikki quickly gets him down on his knees.
Oh yeah, and
hold his arm in a lock.
Yeah.
It was a cool move. Absolutely.
It's like a reverse arm bar or something like that. Where you pin them. Yeah. Defensive.
And basically they tell him, get the hell out.
He's like, this is my apartment.
Not anymore. You're not welcome here.
Yeah, until they get all the information straight out. Yeah, they get a file restraining order against him. And then try to get him into a homeless shelter. That's what their whole goal was.
Yeah. This guy, then he does leave.
Yeah.
And Nikki is going home. I believe she's pretty much late. And the father's there, and he's ready for the go game.
Yeah.
and her mother talks to her and says he waited for ever, it felt like, before he finally one day just put up the game. He would not let me touch it no matter what, and so it meant a lot to him.
Yep.
But then the girl calls Nikki again because, well, these people end up in a situation, then they get
Or
screwed,
worse.
and then they have to go back again to the person that helped them in the first place. The guy took all the money out of her account
Before they could get the whole restraining order and all that stuff. But she undo it.
and he has a gambling problem. So using Althea,
I think it's
help,
yeah.
They that password scene, I knew it was coming.
Because she's on the phone, it's like I can't work magic because Althea is like, no, or I think it's Althea or Althea. She's basically walking down. She's on her phone, and she, because they're talking to Nikki over the phone, and she's like, "Well, I can't hack his phone, everything from my phone. I need does he have a computer around?" And yeah, and she's like, "Oh, here's his laptop. It's completely right here. Like the guy left his laptop." First of all, and I'm gonna just say the guy is an idiot. He came off as an idiot when again in the show.
Oh yeah.
Self-absorbed. So, and this plays out, or just portrays, or I guess plays out to him being the D-man. She said like, well, most of these guys, he's, she's asking him, is he dumb? Really dumb? Yeah. And she's asking all these questions, and he's like, well, try this, try his name, and then his 2 digits of his social security number or his birth date, and then
birth year.
Birth year. And then finally she's like, well, does he have a nickname? Yeah, the D-man. Try that. D-man 77. Like what it was, or something like that.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. And they find out where he's going. It's this high profile match.
It's a black market behind kind of speakeasy. You've got almost like it. It's like it's a for gambling. And you have to enter this code or to get to the floor on the elevator. Get up.
Yes. And so Nikki quickly goes down to this game to claim the money. At that moment in the game, he's basically about to lose everything. He put it all in, and she's saying, "You can't do that. That's not your money. He stole it."
I like when she first walks in. He's like, hold on, you can't come in here. He's like, you have to, you have to be a player. It's like, she's like, I am a player. Like, so and she's like, he's like, it's a $10,000 entry fee, and it's like, and then she sees Derek, getting ready to put the money in there. And so this is where we start getting the kung fu.
Yeah, because the guards are coming
and these guys are like twice the size of her too. The build and everything.
And they are instructed to take her out of the place, and she quickly kicks their ass.
She trips them, knocks them down, gets them down. Because obviously, take out the knees of someone, no matter what size they are, you can take them down. But even then, the fight was kind of like.
The fight itself wasn't the problem. It's what happened directly after.
Yes.
He kicks these two guys' asses. Okay. There are other guards all around the place because they're watching tables and stuff.
Do they not have guns? That's the other thing.
That's the key question, because at that moment she's standing there, that he stole that money. I want to give it back to the people it belongs to. And the guy kind of just shrugs it off. Not Derek, the person running the game.
The guy running the thing. He's like, well, it's
okay. It was so stupid.
Well, only after, because he was gonna like, well, he doesn't care, but he's like, at first he didn't care because the guy play. She knocked the table over, so basically you can't tell who won.
No, that's fair. At the same time,
and the guy's like, don't
not have guns.
Yeah. So the guy, she's like, the guy asked the guy running the joint. He's like, he's like, is this true? Did you steal? Is this stolen money?
Steal the money.
He's like,
because he cares about things like that,
right?
No, it's just money, man. You gotta be.
if this would have been, if this would have been Batwoman, it would have been like he's like, this guy's gone. It's,
Right. Right.
This was kind of like, yeah, that was kind of cringy.
Cornball. That's the way to describe it, because you absolutely know there would be more. They were like, okay, how do we end this? And let's just do this. And the end, the mother and daughter are going off happily ever after. Nikki, she talks to her dad the next morning and says that they should start a new game, because even though the game can last days with them, she's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's funny she says that, because do you want to give the last piece of information, or let me?
Well, it turns out that Henry found a match on that on the crane thing, and turns out that there's 8 swords, or 8 weapons. 8 weapons. And these weapons were guarded by guardians, and I guess I don't know what they're supposed to keep out or something like that. I'm not sure what it is their protection is, but turns out that her Shifu was, yes, sorry, Shifu was killed by her sister.
Dun dun. I thought it was her daughter. Honestly,
she must be younger sister.
Oh, much younger sister. But yeah, I thought it was a daughter. But
so now they know that, but that's the only thing, because Henry also said that there's a professor who's been studying these groups, the legend and all that stuff behind all that stuff.
Treats it as fact.
Yeah, treats it as fact. So she's like, well, I need to get over there. Nikki's like, I need to get over, find out where he is. Like, well, he is in China right now, or not? No, Singapore. Singapore is where he's at. And she's like, well, I need to get there. And it's like, contact him, and I think they're gonna try calling him. Yes. Is that what it was? Yeah. And then so
we get to cut back to Shanghai. Well, not back, but to Shanghai. And
Singapore. Yeah, he's in Singapore, and you see you see
the
Jalen. Is that what it is?
What
is it? Jalen or
something like that. I thought it was with a Z.
Zaylen. But anyway, yeah, we see her coming up behind him, like, hey, are you the professor? Like, need to talk to you about.
And you can tell because she's in all black, and she's the only person in all black. Oh, here comes the villain.
she's wearing a professional outfit, the fancy suit and all that stuff, looking at this. So I wonder if he's got information where the other weapons are, or maybe he has one on himself in his possession.
Maybe he's one of the families that
are
protected. And we'll find that out next time. But cornball stuff aside, the cheesy I'm the villain walking outfit from the main villain, Zalin.
I want to talk about what's going to be our thumbnail of this. Our thumbnail shows them eating cake. This was because Althea wanted them, like, you need to eat this cake, and tell me. He's like, and he's like, well, this tastes like the brother. He's like, this tastes like, like rubber. It's like, it's so bad. And he's like, she's like, no, 1 through 10. Don't tell me that. Write it in a book. Write it down. She's like, so like intense. She's like, you got to do this.
She's going. At least she's not going full Bridezilla.
But not yet. But I like it because we have the girl that Nikki was helping out was also there, and she's like, "Who is this? Like, who's her friends?" Like, oh, she's homeless. It's like, giving her sandwiches, like. And then I love how that girl walks in. She's like, "Ooh, cake." And she's like, "Fine, have some. Write it down 1 to 10." It's like,
1 to 10. And then she goes into the other room. Yeah, no, that was a funny scene. Yeah, there are funny, cute moments in this show. This show isn't all bad. I'm not saying that it is. There's some stuff in there, like we said before. It's kind of cheesy.
It's like I said. If you're watching this show based on the first 2 episodes, if you're watching it to see the falling in the main plot where she's going after or Shifu's killer, that's kind of the backstory right now. I feel like it's gonna be a subplot. I don't know if it's gonna change more to the front, but it kind of feels like they're trying to do also with the original show, and having her help people. Maybe she's going to help people in the next episode too, you know, because
I think she's going to start helping people around the community. That's one of the main things that they're going to throw in. But ideally, thinking about it, and maybe they should have pushed this to make this plot last longer, because this seems like it's going to be a big deal. They have 8 weapons to collect. The main villain already has 1.
Yep.
But these weapons are all over the globe.
Yep.
So how much can you do in San Francisco?
We're gonna get a relic hunter. She's gonna travel the world on a boat, plane.
But she can't do that and play Go with her dad. So she'll probably just have to stay home, play her game of Go, and then she'll go.
Can she just have a phone and just FaceTime and be like, yeah, move this, and the dad moves it for her?
Like the people who would write letters to play chess. Knight to E6. No. I don't know. But yeah, it was an enjoyable episode. There are definitely things like none of the characters are terrible. At least we can say that.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to seeing the next episode and going on. I'm definitely glad we gave this a chance, though. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I'm open for another season. So with that being said, Pixel, I guess we're just gonna have to say, leave a like, leave a comment. Let us know what you think of the show. What do you think of our reviews? If you want other shows as reviews. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. And Pixel, as always,
stay extreme.